Kelantan terror suspects had targeted beer festival. Three companies offered to search for missing MH370. Good evening, I'm Cynthia Arthur. You're watching News on 2. Three terror suspects detained in Kelantan last week had planned to attack a beer festival, among other locations. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi Harun said that the trio had made field tests on improvised explosive devices, IED. Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi said an improvised explosive device, IED, and two other explosives were seized from the suspects during the arrest. They were found to have conducted field tests with the IED near a resident of one of the suspects, aged 19, in Pasir Mas, Kelantan. One device was successfully detonated while the other malfunctioned.
Jadi suspek pertama ni dia berumur 19 tahun, seorang pelajar tingkatan 6 di salah sebuah sekolah di Pasir Putih, Kelantan. Jadi suspek merupakan perancang utama untuk melancarkan serangan ke atas The Better Beer Festival 2017 dan beliau telah menghasilkan IED, Improvised Explosive Device, sebelum beliau ditangkap bersama dua orang suspek lelaki lain yang juga rakan kepada beliau.
Speaking in Bukit Aman today, Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi also informed that the second suspect is a former military personnel, aged 34, while the third suspect is a building contractor from Perak. One of the suspects is believed to have links with the Burung Gagak Hitam gang, which was involved in the Movida nightclub explosion case in Puchong. Authorities are also investigating suspects linked to terrorist activities of Muhammad Wandi and Akil Zainal in Syria. All the suspects were remanded for further investigation. Three companies have offered to resume the search for flight MH370, but a decision will only be made after discussions with China and Australia. Transport Minister Datuk Sri Liao Tong Lai today said the three companies are US seabed exploration firm Ocean Infinity, Dutch company Fugro, which was involved in the original hunt, and a Malaysian company. The Malaysia Airlines plane with 239 people on board disappeared in March 2014 en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, sparking a massive underwater search in the remote southern Indian Ocean. No sign of the aircraft was found in a 120,000 square kilometer zone based on satellite analysis of the jet's likely trajectory after it diverted from its flight path. The Australian-led hunt, the largest in history, was suspended in January, sparking criticism from families of those on board. The head of Malaysia's Department of Civil Aviation is in negotiation with the companies, and the offers would also be discussed with Australia and China. The majority of passengers on the flight were Chinese, and Beijing was also involved in the search effort. Ocean Infinity, which has made a no-find, no-fee offer, was said to be the favorite. A lorry driver claimed trial to driving dangerously, causing the death of two traffic policemen from the Dungun Police Headquarters last Tuesday. Ahmad Sufi Ismail, 29, was charged with driving dangerously and entering the opposite lane, causing the death of Sergeant Major Abdul Hakim Samingan and Lance Corporal Suresh Ichang. Ahmad Sufi, who appeared before Magistrate Badrul Munir Muhammad Hamdi at the Kemaman Magistrates Court today, is charged under Section 41, Subsection 1 of the Road Transport Act 1987, which carries a maximum 10-year jail sentence and 20,000 ringgit fine if found guilty. The court allowed the accused a 6,000 ringgit bail in one surety. Prosecution was done by Nur Amanina Zulkifli. A Royal Malaysian Navy detention unit guard previously charged with the murder of two seamen has been hauled to court again and charged with voluntarily causing hurt and criminally intimidating two other Navy men. Muhammad Izri Fikri Rosli, 29, who was charged with murdering Nik Muhammad Baihaki Nikmat, and Muhammad Lailatul Man Muhammad Sukri, claimed trial to 6 counts assault charges. Muhammad Izri Fikri is believed to have assaulted Muhammad Farhan Matsaid, 30, by beating the soles off his feet. The alleged attack took place at the Sungai Wangi Navy Communications Center training field in Sitiawan between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. on September 12th and between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. on September 13th and September 14th. He also allegedly assaulted Muhammad Shaiful Nizam Marzuki, 30, 3 times in the same manner at the same location between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. from September 21st to 23rd. The case is being tried under Section 323 of the Penal Code and 2 counts of criminal intimidation under Section 506 of the same code. Magistrate Nur Shakira Ibrahim fixed October 30th for case mention. 3 individuals who were remanded for the misappropriation of Sabah Rural Project funds worth 180 million ringgit were released today. Magistrate Cindy McJews Balatus allowed the 3 men, who are leaders from 2 political parties, to walk free on bail. 2 of the individuals were released on a 50,000 ringgit with a deposit of 30,000 ringgit with 2 sureties, while the 3rd individual was freed on an undeposited bail of 20,000 ringgit with 2 sureties. All 3 individuals were detained for 5 days since October 10th before their remand was extended another 3 days from October 15th. Pulau Pinang Immigration Department detained 9 foreigners believed to have been involved in a fake passport syndicate. Among them were 6 Bangladeshi men, 2 children and 1 Indonesian woman. Immigration Director General Datuk Seri Mustafar Ali said all 9 foreigners were detained around 9:30 p.m. in an apartment in Jelutong. The apartment is believed to be the syndicate's operation center.
Sekali lagi saya tekankan bahawa apa yang kita akan pastikan kalau ada lagi mana-mana pihak yang terlibat dengan aktiviti seperti ini, tindakan tegas pasti akan diambil tanpa kompromi.
Various documents were found. Amongst them were 94 fake Bangladeshi passports and cash amounting to 15,000 ringgit. According to Datuk Seri Mustafar, the employers had engaged the services of an agent to make things easy for their employees, and the fake passport syndicate is believed to have been active for quite some time. Investigations remain ongoing under Section 12, subsection 1F of the Passport Act 1966. A horrific van-car collision along kilometre 68 Jalan Alur Star Butterworth near Padang Temusu, Tikam Batu, Sungai Petani, Kedah resulted in 2 deaths and 2 severely injured. 10 others, however, sustained light injuries in the 6:10 a.m. incident today. Kuala Muda District Police Chief ACP Saifi Abdul Hamid confirmed the accident. The van carrying the 11 factory workers was on its way from Sungai Petani to Perai, while the car was travelling from Tikam Batu to Sungai Petani. All victims were taken to Hospital Sultan Abdul Halim, Sungai Petani. The case is being investigated under Section 41, subsection 1 of the Road Transport Act APJ 1987. A 56-year-old man was killed when he was pierced in the stomach by an iron rod divider when his car skidded and crashed at Jalan Bakar Bata, Permasjaya, Johor Bahru this morning. The victim was reported to have been driving alone and lost control of his vehicle. The incident was confirmed by the Johor Bahru Selatan District Police Chief ACP Shahurinain Jais. The victim, who died at the scene, had his body sent to Hospital Sultanah Aminah for post-mortem. The case is being investigated under Section 41, subsection 1 of the Road Transport Act 1987. The newly formed Kuala Lumpur International Airport District Police Headquarters will be overseeing the areas of KLIA, KLIA-2 and within a 10-kilometre radius of KLIA. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi Harun said the new District Police Headquarters was formed taking into consideration of several terror incidents in major airports in Europe. With over 52,000 passengers flowing annually in and out of KLIA, the formation of the KLIA District Police Headquarters will be imperative in transforming security systems and tightening law enforcement.
Di Malaysia ini adalah merupakan Aero City pertama yang mana kita telah tubuhkan satu IPD baru dengan harapan agar keberkesanan kita dalam memberi delivery service kepada masyarakat di sekitar KLIA ini, IPD KLIA ini dapat lebih berkesan.
Speaking at the launch in Sepang today, Tan Sri Muhammad Fauzi said a total of 875 police personnel will be stationed at the KLIA District Police Headquarters to handle high-risk elements, investigations and supporting units. ACP Zulkifli Adamsah will serve as the first officer in charge of Police District OCPD. The new HQ is currently sharing a roof with the KLIA police station, but plans are underway for its own building in the future. More professional counseling teachers will be placed in schools to combat the issue of student disciplinary problems. However, educators also need to be disciplined teachers who do not hide any incidents that occur at school. Deputy Education Minister Senator Datuk Chong Sin Woon said that with students having access without boundaries on social media platforms, it is of these reasons they are more inclined to try something new. Thus, counseling teachers need to be a listening ear to any problems students may face. With disciplined teachers being student-friendly, the concept could create a caring school environment in an effort to curb disciplinary problems.
Jangan kita fokus sangat kepada tindakan disiplin, kepada hukuman macam negatif sangat sekolah kita. Tetapi sebaliknya kita patut menggunakan konsep penyayang, bersama, bermesra, membawa sekolah itu sebagai tempat yang seronok untuk belajar. Jadi itu kita boleh selesaikan banyak masalah daripada kita ambil tindakan disiplin.
He was speaking at the National Psychology Counselling Symposium 2017 in Kuala Terengganu. Coming up next, Kuala Lumpur-Singapore high-speed rail, a key catalyst to drive economy. Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak today unveiled the Kuala Lumpur-Singapore high-speed rail station concept designs featuring a strong reflection of Malaysia's identity and heritage while remaining modern and futuristic. Sharing the concept of designs in Kuala Lumpur today, Datuk Seri Najib said extensive research and substantial efforts have been put into each of the 7 HSR stations in Malaysia, and the designs not only highlight each city's unique elements, but also provide prominence to creativity and innovation as the country moves into the future.
Information and inspection booths will be placed at key locations in all states along the HSR corridor. I highly encourage all of you to visit these booths to find out more about this project and share your feedback or concerns regarding the KLSG HSR project.
The Prime Minister added these stations were a demonstration of the government's commitment to an advanced, innovative and integrated development of the surrounding areas, or more commonly known as Transit-Oriented Development, or TOD. The public is welcomed to view and give their feedback on the designs. The 350-kilometer Kuala Lumpur-Singapore high-speed rail connects the cities of Kuala Lumpur, Bangi and Putrajaya, Seremban, Melaka, Muar, Batu Pahat, Iskandar Puteri and Singapore. Meanwhile, Datuk Seri Najib also declared the Kuala Lumpur-Singapore high-speed rail project a key catalyst in seamless connectivity to drive the economy of nation into the future. The Prime Minister said the Kuala Lumpur-Singapore high-speed rail will contribute to a long-term positive output for the economy, as it has the potential to revolutionize connectivity in the southwest corridor of the peninsula, impacting the way business is conducted, the way people interact and move, and will add impetus to Malaysia's economy.
Beyond revolutionizing connectivity between two of Southeast Asia's major economic forces, the KL-SG HSR will fundamentally merge the cities, which stand to gain from the agglomerated network of larger market demand, wider talent pool, infrastructure, and clusters of business opportunities.
Datuk Seri Najib added that, to achieve this aim, the government will establish the HSR Socio-Economic Development Corridor that will focus on the economy, inclusiveness and sustainability of the local communities along the Kuala Lumpur-Singapore high-speed rail. The land acquisition process for the Kuala Lumpur-Singapore high-speed rail HSR project will commence on November 1st. According to MyHSR Corporation Chief Executive, Dato' Muhammad Nur Ismail Muhammad Kamal, it will be implemented on the same day as the public inspection. He said the land acquisition is expected to conclude in middle of 2018.
As much as possible, we would like to be in the population centres. That's one aspect of it, to increase ridership. But the other aspect to it, it has to be on the alignment which has to be very straight, as well as the potential for future development. So when you take all of this into consideration, we have optimized as much as we can.
HSR alignments rails will comprise of the current and future population centres based on the ability of the project to be a growth engine for the surrounding area. MyHSR is also working with the Land Public Transport Commissions, SPAD, to ensure that all stations have access to other transportation systems such as public buses and intercity buses. The Petaling Jaya Domestic Trade Cooperatives and Consumerism Department, KPDN-KK's enforcement unit, inspected over 200 premises as part of its Deepavali price control scheme. Nonetheless, only one trader was charged for failing to display the price tag for grated coconuts, which is a controlled item. The individual can be fined up to 10,000 ringgit or face a compound of up to 5,000 ringgit, whereas the company can be fined up to 20,000 ringgit or face a compound of up to 10,000 ringgit. Traders who fail to comply with the ministry's price control scheme will face action under the Price Control and Anti-Profiteering Act 2011. To date, only one trader was fined following the Petaling Jaya KPDN-KK's inspection of 705 sundry shops and 48 wholesale traders. Stern action will be taken against contractors who fail to implement flood mitigation plans within the stipulated period in order to avoid issues during the monsoon season. Johor State Exco Dato' Ayub Rahmat stressed that contractors will face charges under the Drainage and Irrigation Department DID laws. Speaking after launching the construction of the river levee project at Kampung Spangloi, Segamat, Johor today, Dato' Ayub explained that each contractor was responsible for their respective projects because it involves millions of ringgit.
Bahawa mereka yang telah pun diberikan tanggungjawab, tidak kiralah oleh kontraktor, oleh penguasa projek, ianya perlu sepatutnya siap mengikut rancangan.
The 1 kilometre levee will cost 1.1 million ringgit and will be completed by August next year. The levee will serve to protect over 300 residents of Kampung Spangloi from flooding. Still ahead, militant activities remain active in Marawi. In our top story, 3 companies offered to search for missing MH370. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Cynthia Arthur. Thank you for watching.